That's Toya.
And this is Tech Beats and Bytes.
So we have a little bit of fashion and fitness going on today.
Right.
You guys know Tech Beats and Bytes. Let's go ahead and get the important stuff out the way first, since this is when people are initially watching, before we lose them. Let's get the sponsors out the way. So we want to give our shouts out to Powered by Knight Foundation, as well as World Famous House of Mac, Digital Grass, Unicorn Agency, and Junction 2027. Those are the people that are allowing this to happen, and Venture Cafe and CIC Miami. Did we miss anybody?
I think that's it.
That's it?
I think we got everybody.
All right, cool. So main thing is last time we will be explaining the format on this show. Becoming One, we bring two people from anywhere from technology, media, entertainment, food industry, and just people in the community. We'll spend a little bit of time to give everybody opportunity to tell each other about our companies, your companies, what's going on in the community. Then we get into community topics and world issues, just trying to make a more informative platform of the things that are arising in our community. Is that cool?
Sounds great.
All right. So, again, 2 inches from the mic. There you go. All right. So, won't you tell everybody your name and, just maybe 2 minutes, literally 2 minutes, about
keep
it short, because we'll ask the questions. Just 2 minutes about what you do and who you are.
Hello, everyone. My name is AGuy. I am a personal trainer of style.
Okay.
So it's just a little spin on being. What's your mood, what's your variations on a day-to-day basis, and try to help you with a few principles on how to dress in the morning. You can kind of present yourself with those few little tips of how to get dressed, So I go into body types to really make sure that the things that are out there as far as trends also fit your body type. So I have this course coming out. It's called Everything Isn't for Everybody. Right? So it's just to really understand what's marketed and then what's understood from it all,
right,
and how to make it apply to yourself. So I'm a personal trainer of style. AGuy Smith here.
Nice.
Sweet. Well, I'm Jack Petion. I am the co-founder of CoFit app. CoFit is a social health and fitness platform that gives individuals the opportunity to interact with trainers, instructors, and find fitness activities and events around your city. The overall goal is to create communities around health and fitness, and to help each other be in a community to find ways to meet your health goals instead of being at the gym where it's mad boring, and or being in the gym where you pay to go to the gym and you never show up and you lose all that money. And so our goal is to put that money back into your pockets, and you use it when you want to use it to tackle your health and fitness goals.
All right.
That'll work.
So my immediate question, just before I forget, are you just teaching everybody that these high-rise pants are not for them, and that these that these leggings don't always work out? I mean, I understand the basis of comfort, but you just can't wear leggings everywhere.
You can't. I mean, you can do whatever you want to do, truthfully, right? You can do whatever you want, but it's the perception if it matters to you or not.
Right.
It's really the question at hand. Like, if you care what people think about what you wear, that's a different person than who I'm styling. So, yeah, if you can take it, you hire me to get the truth. I'm going to tell you the keep it real girlfriend mode. That ain't really for you, girl. It's not figure flattering, maybe.
Exactly, because you're focused on body types. So there are certain things that work really well for certain body types.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's really just understanding lines and shapes, and just how to create illusions with clothes, how to mix and match prints to keep things interesting. So there's a lot that goes into getting dressed in the morning. So I try to help people understand some components to try to include every time you get dressed.
So both of you guys are doing fitness to some way.
Yeah.
I mean, more so you're relevant. So, I mean, how much has social media affected the fitness game? Because I see a lot of people just seem to show up at the gym just to have those 15 seconds on Instagram.
Doing burpees?
Yeah. I see a lot of people that's why people like the show. It's just I see a lot of people that have perfected the Facebook angles to look a lot slimmer than they are, than you see them in real life, and it's like, oh, that angle hid all 3 of your chins that was up under it. But it's
Don't do it.
That's a lot.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
so
That's a good angle.
has Facebook, and like, you know, I call them the filter girls, the girls that can never take a photo without a filter. You know, the one that pull their chin in.
You gonna get off? Kind of
Like
comment.
men don't do it either. Chill.
I wouldn't. I mean, I'm really not looking at dudes' photos like that.
Yeah,
But
so I don't know about that.
I don't know about dudes doing the one where your eyes are bigger and your chin come in. I don't even know what that filter is, but it was big on. So my thing is, the point that I was trying to get to,
Right.
I just had to get that out, is filters and social media being able to kind of hide behind the camera. Is it actually helping with fitness and fashion, or is it hurting because you can't hide behind the camera? I mean, a lot of people, you know, that's catfishing and stuff like that. It just
Right.
I'm gonna speak from a health and fitness perspective, and I feel like there's 2 parts to it. There's this part where it's like it's hurting because like, okay, that girl looks cool on, or that dude looks cool on IG, so like you have 2 people who are like, yo, I need to look like that, so I need to do whatever I need to do to get there. But there's people who are like, you know what, I'll never be that, and so I'm just gonna sit back and just be like whatever. But
so it can be kind of discouraging.
yeah, it could be discouraging because, like, if you, I know I work in an office with a lot of women, and they talk about how, like, these, you know, everyone's an IG model now, you know what I mean? But it's like, if IG closed down, what's going to happen? Y'all, never mind. I'm not even going to talk about that. But they're all, like, IG models, but, like, the girls are like, yo, I need to go get my body fixed, or I need to go, you know, do this. But it's like, it's not about the look. Like, if you get deeper into, like, health and fitness, it's like, you got to be healthy on the inside, because then when you talk about the dudes, when you see these dudes, these swole dudes in the gym looking real good, next thing you know, you are either at the club, at the crib, or in the gym, they fall out dead. That's because on the inside, no one's really taking care of their bodies, and so that's kind of like what we're trying to do. We're trying to prevent like people from like, yo, I can't look like that, so I'm not going to do anything at all. But man, a run down the street or a few jump ropes gonna help you.
And I mean, this matters a lot because we're in a day and age where we spend a lot of time sitting down and a lot of time in front of the computer. So there's not, you know, it's not a lot of manual labor. So people are out and about and doing things. So, I mean, how much does that tie into it? I mean, I think a lot of people don't understand how much it hurts your body to consistently sit down. Like, I try to force myself now every 45 minutes to just get up out of my chair, make a phone call, walk around the house or something, but not to just sit down for 3 hours straight.
Man, honestly, it's crazy because like the most simple answer is your body is deteriorating as you sit down, and to understand that, it's like, yo, that's crazy. Like, I'm sitting down, I should be good. Like, no, your body is literally like, yo, okay, you're not using these parts, we gonna lock up on you, or you're not using these parts, we're not gonna do anything. And so that's why it's important. As you say, we spend a lot of time sitting down and all these things, but we also spend a lot of time being social. And so I think why we're not adding some form of physical activity or being active in a social space.
But that's a good point, especially because, like you were saying, sitting down is one of the leading causes now that they're saying of illnesses from all of the different kind of major illnesses, you know, because we're not really being active. But in the terms of being social, you know, we were sort of talking about the comparison of what's happening on social media. So looking at other people and how that's driving people to either try to correct themselves or either have that envy, jealousy, and then that's where all of the negative emotions kind of come in. So from a fashion perspective, well, how does that play into you? Because a lot of people talk about those IG models and how everybody has the body contouring dresses, and everyone can't wear those body contouring dresses, or either they're trying to do those body shapers where they're now squeezing their, you know, their internal organs to have like this Coke bottle shape that they really didn't have, and their body wasn't made to look like that.
Right.
I mean, there's also Photoshop, so they take it one way or
Oh,
the
that-
other.
yeah,
you
that
know,
too.
filters do exist, and they exist with purpose, so people are going to use it to their advantage. There's nothing we can do about that. That's really for the person to want to help themselves. If they get themselves together and go work out, it's because you know you have an issue with your body and that you need to really take care of it in order to live a purposeful life. So, I mean, I'm just here to help those that are looking to, one, dress their body type, to present themselves in the best light that they can for a figure flattering and giving those same illusions of the shape that everyone desires, which is known as the hourglass. But, you know, you can make your clothes do what you want them to do. It's
So
not really
basically, you're
about-
saying fashion is your filter.
Fashion is my filter, for
Yeah, I
sure,
like that.
because I know how to play with clothes to create depth in areas that maybe
Illusions,
wouldn't
deception, I'm just playing.
illusions, manipulation, whatever. But it's beauty, you know, and we have to find beauty in everybody's body, so we need to celebrate it in the way that people can understand it, you know. So instead of just putting one way to dress out there for one particular body type and then trying to make other people understand how to dress it around their body type, which isn't even the average in America anyway, you know. So things like that.
If
Just try to help people
Self-Born was
understand
here, I
You
would
gonna
have,
have
I
a
know
self-born
self.
question?
yeah, Self-Born would probably say, but what about, like Latoya said, the waist shrinkers and
Yeah,
now
why
the,
not?
Yeah, the
the
waist
butt
trainers.
pads and all these things?
Yeah.
How does that go
How does it
at the end of the
go?
day when you have to remove all those things?
Look, you guys shouldn't be with a lady for her body, right? It's on the inside that counts.
Yeah, no.
Bye.
Yeah. That's 2018. Let's get real.
It's all about the mind, guys.
Yeah.
It's all about the mind.
It's all about what's on the inside.
Yes.
All
So,
right.
That's a lie.
so what if she takes off her corset and gets a little loose? And we all gonna get old and wrinkled one day, so you might as well just take her.
So why not just tell that truth out the day? I mean, like, that's like lying about your app. You ain't got nothing but the screens. You ain't got no coding in the background. You ain't got, so why
You just
lie
got
about the
landing
front
page.
end? Yeah.
I don't know that tech side so heavy, but I know fashion to say that there's illusions and there's reason with purpose that you guys can look into it if you want to, but I don't think it really matters if you're into the lady.
Shout out to my students from Parkland. I call BS. I'm not feeling it. So you were recently in San Francisco pitching your app. So why don't you tell us how that went?
Well, I'm actually pretty gracious that we actually got accepted because we're a pretty small startup app. We got.
Hold on, you got to unpack
Yeah,
that.
come
I
to
just
the
told
mic.
him you was, yeah, come
And
to the
come to the mic
mic.
a little
Oh,
bit.
I'm sorry. What'd
And
you say?
I just told him you were in San Francisco. Exactly what were you doing in San Francisco?
What was
What
the
did you get
conference?
accepted into?
So we went to a startup conference in San Francisco just to pitch our app to we're exhibiting, and so there was
Okay.
like 130 other businesses, and we're in the tent just to pitch, and we met a lot of really cool people, and just had, so it was 2 days. We had the second day to the exhibit. But the first day, we went to a bunch of breakouts. And they were really great breakouts about anything from marketing to, creating a product that fits in the market. And we actually we went to the Fitbit breakout, and it was really good for us to hear about what Fitbit has going on and what the fitness industry is about to be like, because that gives us a forecast of what we should be doing in terms of like our app.
So people watch our show to be informed. What does Fitbit have going on?
So Fitbit is getting more into like the social part of fitness as well, and so
Is anybody actually getting more into fitness? Everything seems to become more of social, and nobody's actually offering more solutions for these things.
Actually, I think that it. Okay, I got to get real technical right
Yeah,
now.
that's smart.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's okay.
It's called Tech Beats and Bytes.
Dive
First
into
word
it.
tech.
Give it to us.
So the reason why they're focusing on the social side of it, because they understand that there's a lot of social issues that are tied to health outcomes. And so when you focus on those issues, like getting people access to easier fitness events or trainers or whatever like that, it helps their fitness outcomes. Because here's the issue. A lot of people want to be healthy, they want to be fit, but some of them just don't have the opportunity to do so. May it be that you're just in a city where transportation sucks, or you live in lower.
But can't everybody go outside and do push-ups, sit-ups, and run sprints up and down the block?
Yeah, and then that's where the social side comes in, because like everyone's not just going to do that by themselves. People aren't motivated to do it, but if we're all in the crew, someone's like, "Yo, Jack, get your butt up and come work out."
So it's accountability partners in a group.
Yeah,
So it just makes it easier
so
to
it makes
have
it
a
easier
group
for you to
go
like
exercise.
to jump in. So
So it's taking a company like Fitbit to reach into our community to make us accountable for taking care of ourselves.
hey, listen, if
Sometimes I just want to explain the ideology behind things, because we're talking about a multi-million-dollar business that is making accountability something, but how does that help with getting more black men to go to the doctor? How does that help with the real health issues? Because I understand what you're saying.
Right.
Some things seem to be social just for the aspect of making more money.
right,
I don't see how this is actually social to actually help with the health issues, because that doesn't fix health insurance. That doesn't fix the amount of men that never go get prostate testing or colonoscopy.
Well-
and I'm speaking just from a black male perspective. How many
Right.
black men under 40 normally never go to the doctor?
well, I think well, we can't throw out the window the opportunity to even build capacity around health and fitness. You know what I mean? So like, yes, there will be men who won't go to go get their prostate checked, but let's say, hey, we got some people over here working out, and as they jump into these communities, they learn more. They be like, you know what? I might need to go get my prostate checked because whatever's showing on my Fitbit dashboard is like, yo, your health is really, really bad. But now I'm strong and I'm strong, so I'm healthy and I'm tall. But like, that's not true. And so like now, what a lot of these apps are doing, what we're going to be doing as well, is like addressing these health outcomes. Like, yo, fam, you look good and everything, but this is saying you don't look good on the inside.
Okay, so now that's even better. So you're saying with the technology, we're getting into more data that's actually giving more
Right.
internal points of true health situations,
Right.
not just your
It's not just like-
BMI and just how
So,
many miles you've walked today.
I don't want to get confused. It's like we're just popping up because there's a bunch of hot girls running around. It's like, now we actually get into like your health outcomes. Like, okay, we have the BMI information, but your heart rate is not looking good at all. And like, and from there you could be like, okay, let's move forward in terms of like, let's go see a doctor. And then when you get to a doctor, then the game changes for you. So that's kind of what it is. And I really can't tell y'all too much because a lot of that is because
You working on it?
yeah, it's we
Can't
working
tell
on
us
it.
too much.
We can't.
You investigative reporting now. What you mean you can't tell us
You
too
can
much?
say
Well, he
that's
said it's in the bag.
you can
it's
say
in the
what you
bag.
want.
gotta
I
wait
can't
for
give you too much, but basically it's just like the
Trying to
baby
build an app
steps.
tomorrow.
It's baby steps to get people to the next level. So
Okay,
Right.
that
we
makes more sense.
we believe that being in a social space will help you, encourage you to get to the doctor.
Yeah, and I
And
think too, just not to cut you off, but I think with smart data, because we know like Apple
Right.
or iPhone, they have the whole health app, and it's trying to tie in a lot of the different apps that have data, so you have a more comprehensive understanding of your health on your phone. So that's good that you guys are getting into that space, and that we're moving into more of a comprehensive understanding of our health. And
I just
not
don't want
just
people to lose
quick facts.
focus of true health.
Right.
You know.
right. It's more than appearances.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
you gotta go to the doctor.
And that goes with back to you. So
Yeah.
we were talking about you have what was that?
I wanted to say something to what you guys
Go
are
ahead,
just
yeah.
Oh,
saying,
go
though,
ahead.
because a big philosophy and what it is I'm working on with people while they're learning how to dress their body type is to make them understand at the end of the day, if you look good, you feel good, right? And then you'll treat other people good as well. So it will like kind of create.
I know a
this
lot of people that
community.
look good. They just arrogant and mean as hell. I don't know.
No, it has to be all of that, right? To say that, your energy will be more pleasant maybe because you woke up, you got dressed, your emotions are on a high, and you'll want to take care of yourself. And then even more so with social media and things that people keep track of it when you're dieting and things, like people want to see how your look is changing. That's something that I offer in my programs to kind of go through your weight change and your style changes as well, because your clothes obviously
Right.
Change.
can't be the same. So,
Right.
But
it's
I
a
don't see a
process
lot
for
of people
everyone.
on Instagram and Facebook like you started that diet 3 days ago. I thought it was supposed to be a 15-day cleanse. I don't really see people calling each other out. I see a lot of people that seem to start and not finish. I see a lot of things.
Right,
that
but that's
seem-
where that
I think
accountability
exactly.
circle comes
I think
in.
Right.
it's just for people
Having
to
more of
post
a
it, to
tribe.
see it. Like,
Yeah.
did you finish what you said you were gonna start?
Right.
Like, it's just for them to expose that they want to start.
Sound like some people just need better friends.
Ooh, or
Could
gym
be. Look,
membership,
check your
whichever
circle.
way.
Check your
I'm
circle.
saying if you think about the people that you're around, sometimes the people that you're around just don't offer you the support or even the accountability. It's like, hey,
Right.
But
You
think
know,
of
you-
social media. That's the whole world. You got everyone. Anyone could be following.
as much as I'm into tech, I have mixed feelings about social media because social media is meant to be social, not to deal with problems that you eternally probably need to just talk to people around you. That's a whole nother.
Yeah, exposing way too much. I'm right there
Yeah,
with you.
it's
People
over.
expose way too much sometimes on
I mean,
social
but
media. And I think
if-
that there's a place for it if that's your lifestyle, that's your brand. If you're just about showcasing your experience to people, then that's one thing. But some people
Right.
get a little too deep sometimes.
Well, but
Having a
That's-
bad day
that's-
but don't want to talk about it. Why you post it on Facebook, dude?
I mean, it's social media, people. Like, if you look at the definition of social media, it's like we create content so some people gonna have trash content, some people gonna have great content. So that's kind of why it was even created. So, like,
Content will still be the basis of actually having a conversation based around the content.
Right.
Why post something in an antisocial person does not go to a social gathering.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Introverts and extrovert. A true introvert will avoid a crowd at all costs. If you are antisocial, you will not post your business unless deep down inside you're seeking attention
There's also
that you
professional.
don't want to know.
There's
admit to.
professional introverts who know I have to do that anyway, so I'm going to
That's
do
a
it.
job.
anyway.
Push themselves.
You know what I mean? So they push
I'm an
themselves.
introvert. I'm here because this is part of my career.
Yeah.
If it was up to me, I would stay in the house. But at the same time, when I'm having a bad day, I'm not going to put it out there if I don't really want to have the conversation about it because I'm looking to push the needle forward. So
Right.
if you get to a point where you're just seeking attention, you're not actually solving a problem.
Eric-
We have a lot of attention seekers.
Right, and so it's kind of like watching a channel. So it's like everybody's life has a different channel, and so you might say, you know what, I'm having a bad day. I don't want nobody to know that, but someone else might be like, you know what, I want everybody to know that I'm having a really bad day, and so that's kind of that what social media does.
So if you tell somebody you're having a bad day, you don't want to talk about it at that point. You just want everybody to know you're having a bad day.
Listen, you might want to get on my social media then because that's how everybody is. Like some people just like, I'm just having a bad day, and it's like, well, that's your business, but that's how social media works. It's like you put whatever you want.
Yeah.
So if somebody said they was having a bad day,
Right.
and absolutely nobody responded, and everybody's just like, cool, you having a bad day. How do you think that person would feel at that point?
That's their business, though.
We can't tell.
Yeah.
You don't really know who this
You can't
person really
control
is. Because like,
people.
if I told somebody I have a bad day and no one gives a damn, I might feel like I probably should never do that again.
Okay, now
But
but
some
hold on,
people-
but now hold on, but now we get into the truth.
But
so
some
now
people,
would
but
you,
some people, I don't know who raised them. You know what I mean? Like I'm out here like I'm having a bad day, and my baby daddy did this, and this happened, and so on. Is like, who you trying to be? Like, why are you telling people all your business like
Right.
that? But
I mean, that's what
but
I'm
I'm okay
saying.
with
That's-
that.
and that's where I'm at.
It
I
just
mean-
goes too
and that
far,
person's like-
keep that to yourself a
For
little
that, for
bit.
that
Exactly.
person, that's a win for them. We like, oh, you lame, but they're like, I feel good now. I just got that out of my heart.
Right.
So people use social media for whatever they want to do. So it's kind of
Look,
like,
different
I
strokes for
play
different folks. That just ain't my
reality
MO.
a lack of
Yeah,
good
because
friendships.
it's not my
Because when I'm having a bad day, I got
Oh, no.
about 3 people I pick up the phone
exactly,
and I call.
like me and my boys, we always, when we see something, we're like, where is your friends is our hashtag. Like, where are your friends? Or where's your father? Or where's your mother? You know what I mean? Because like, but at the end of the day, everybody cope how they want to.
Absolutely.
So we were going to, that was a good one. We were talking about fashion boxes. How has that impacted your career? Because now you have these machine algorithms that call themselves people, that you sign up to a box and you say, hey, this is what I like. Now, I did one before.
And to clarify, subscription boxes.
Subscription
so everybody
boxes.
Don't know,
I'm sorry,
just
yeah.
in case it get lost.
Subscription boxes, they come either weekly or monthly.
Right. With a new outfit.
Yeah, outfits.
Fits.
Yeah,
Yeah.
facts.
Was the Trunk Club was the first big one for men. That at least that was about 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And we was actually going to do one on a cheaper level. It's a whole nother story. It was a good idea. Might have to go back to that one day. But Trunk Club, and all I did with Trunk Club was everything they sent me. I literally went to Ross, Marshall, and somewhere else, and I found everything pretty much almost 80% cheaper. I put together all those outfits, bought them home myself, and I was like, cool. But it was good that they allowed me to see the styles and what I should be
How to
working with.
pair 'em.
So
Right.
then what, you just send it back to them?
Yeah, just send it back.
Okay. So
But-
they just give it to you as a guide, or were you supposed
No,
to?
No,
you-
no, you were supposed to
You
wear
were
it.
supposed to
I was
keep
supposed to
right?
buy
You're
it.
supposed to keep it.
And send whatever you don't want back,
Yeah,
right?
you pay for
Right.
what. Yeah, you pay for what you keep, and you send the rest back.
Okay.
I just took everything and went and
Everything.
found duplicates of it
Right.
on
your
sale
own
and sent.
wardrobe.
Yeah, and I sent
Right.
everything back.
Cheating
So I'm
and
saying with subscription services, have you? Well, if you didn't notice, maybe it hasn't impacted your business. But have you seen any impact with the bases? Now they have like the 3D clothing where you can just
Different ways to
scan your
style
body
yourself,
and you
yeah.
can see what it looks like. Have
Yeah.
things like that help or hurt you, or do you
See-
think it's still the physical putting it on that part?
Yeah, I'm more engaging with my clients. So it's more about teaching them for you, because everyone's different. Even if the scan thing, it's like, don't you want to feel the clothes? Don't you want to see what it lays on your body like versus having to wait? Like I am personally into instant gratification. So if I go shopping and I buy it, I want to wear it or try it on right now to see how I'm going to mix and match
Right.
with it. Like, I like that feeling of going shopping and maybe touching the clothes, feeling the clothes, smelling the clothes. I want to make sure everything smells good. So
Yeah.
no deodorant, like nothing. I don't want anything wrong with it when I get it. So I'm into shopping, and my clients are maybe people who don't like to go shopping.
Yeah, I
so
don't
then
like
I don't have the
shopping.
time.
So yeah, or not on time, like, or they don't have a lot of time to do it. So yeah, online is an issue maybe in some people's world, but people who really want to learn style is really the people who I'm marketing to say, I'm going to teach you like right here, right now. Or
Have you styled any celebrities?
I work with like radio personalities.
I know Jill Tracy, right?
Yeah, we met through Jill
So
Tracy.
you work with people that don't get seen.
And don't get sick.
Seen.
Seen, of course. Jill's always making appearances everywhere.
Jill
What do
gonna get you.
mean?
You know she hostess with the
she
mostest.
does, exactly.
But Jill is different. But I'm just saying
and
radio
also Stitches,
people.
she's also a radio personality
Who?
that gets around. She's on 103.5 The Beat, Stitches.
Oh, Stitches, yeah.
Monday through Friday,
Stitches is
10
dope.
to
Okay.
2. Holla,
Yeah.
Stitches.
Hey,
So
calm down.
that,
The plugs.
the plug, though. And, you know, I'm not really into it for the celebrityism. I really love dressing
Yeah.
people because it's everyday people that have to wear clothes, and I really feel like we need to be of influence in our community, and I feel like if we had a better standard of what people teach us or don't teach us, so we're just guessing, and then now we look like different than other societies, to say that we could hold ourselves to a higher standard, and then we could be understood differently as well.
So are you talking about
walking
cultural
into a room.
dressing?
Cultural.
What do you
I'm
mean?
just meaning like sophistication,
Okay.
you know, and just
So you
really
saying we should be looking
understanding.
like these Black Panther premieres? Is that where we should
Right,
go?
that's what I was about to go
Yeah.
next.
Into it. But I mean, I know that people were on a higher level of thinking when they went to the movie to say that they wanted to get involved in that way. So I think that's important to say, hey, mood lights. That's what I'm talking about. So Black Panther, Black Queen thing, and yeah, I think people need to respect themselves and others will respect them. So dress how you want to be addressed is really something that I really want people to
Like
get
that.
into when they wake up in the morning.
That was a good one. Dress how you want to be addressed.
And that's
You better
gonna hold
preach.
people up on a higher mental, on a higher
You know what?
understanding, maybe just on a
Since she
first-
opened up that door.
Black Panther, right?
No, not
Oh,
even
oh.
that.
The movie,
I was gonna
haven't
go
seen
in
it
about
yet.
that a little
We
bit.
can go back to that, but the
Yeah,
quote.
go.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Dress how you want to be addressed, right? That's what you said.
I'm ready for this.
There you go, right? This is gonna be intense.
So if I'm wearing jeans and a t-shirt, how do I want to be me and you?
Yeah.
If you see me, jeans and a t-shirt and some chucks, how do I want to be addressed?
In a casual way, or maybe not at all, or
So Mark Zuckerberg, Kenneth Cole, Bill Gates, Steve Jobs pretty much wear that same attire. Do they want to be addressed in a casual way?
I mean, depending on the situation where they are.
Well, you can't depend on the situation. I simply said me to you, and you automatically said I want to be addressed in a casual way. Why don't I want to be addressed in the business
I
way?
don't make assumptions on anything, right? All I'm-
Actually, everything you're making is presumptuous and assumptions because you're assuming how I want to be addressed. But
No,
we're
not
talking
to-
about fashion. I'm saying, do we have maybe a culture issue where certain people can get away with certain things? Because we were talking about this while we were at Wynwood Yard. A lot of young white women. Daisy Dukes had a strong comeback those last 4 or 5 months we were at Wynwood Yard.
Okay.
I'm just saying,
Strong comeback.
jean shorts,
It was
Okay.
summer-ish.
Okay. It's all right. It's South Florida.
half of their ass hanging out.
Okay.
Can't think of too many black women that would have been able to get away with that
Yeah.
without being seen a certain way.
Understood.
So,
I mean, me as a person, I think that that's still ruthless. I think it doesn't make sense either way what culture you're from. I think you shouldn't be walking with your ass out. Period. Just respect yourself. Like, that's my understanding.
but
That's
do
what I
you
would
think
talk
they
to
were
my clients
disrespecting
about.
themselves?
Disrespecting
Themselves by dressing that way? Which is going to just lead back into the question, do you think I don't want to run a multi-billion-dollar business just because I'm wearing jeans, chuck, and a t-shirt?
Nah, I don't. You have to hear my slogan to say, because jeans and a t-shirt would be too easy. Right?
I saw that. That's why I'm
Right?
addressing it.
And what I'm saying is, anyone and everyone can dress like that, right? You can make whatever assumptions you want about that person, where they come from and how they want to be addressed, right? But if you want to be addressed in a particular way and you're following my guidelines and the tools that I'm teaching you and the components that go into an outfit, you would understand after working with me that jeans and a t-shirt is too easy. Like, I'm teaching you to get dressed, how to have style, your personal style. So that third component is really like the principle of building the outfit. To say, yeah, you can wear your jeans and your t-shirt, but maybe your chucks are your statement piece. Or maybe you put on a scarf or a jacket or a hat or whatever.
Well, I mean, Mark Zuckerberg's t-shirts cost like $80 a piece.
Right. And
But
plus,
Not to
when you
say
think
that the
about Steve
quality
Jobs,
is anything.
he did that one to simplify his life. He was like, he was tired
Yeah,
of
that's
waking
why he
up
did
and
it.
didn't want to sit there and think about what to wear. So he just had the same outfit every day to simplify his life. But I think what empowers those men to be able to dress like that is that they have a name, they have a brand. So maybe your idea of dress, how you want to be addressed, is more so for someone who's up and coming, who doesn't want to just walk into a room.
But is that
And
fair?
then
Because
just
in
be
San
perceived a
Francisco,
certain
I'm
way.
pretty sure these dudes wasn't coming in
Yeah.
suits.
But that's tech. We know in tech is look. Ad agencies, tech. We know that we go in jeans, tank tops, shorts, sneakers.
Right.
It's the industry. But if you're thinking about when you're trying to meet a client, if you're in an ad agency or something like that, you know you're going to dress a certain way because you want to be perceived a certain way. So I think there's a place and a time for everything.
That too. And again, it's people who are seeking style guides to say that they want to be more stylish than the way they came. Like Steve Jobs obviously wasn't worried about what his dress code was. People that come to me say, I don't know how to dress, and I would like to learn how to dress, and therefore it's going to be more than.
But is it
jeans and a
really
t-shirt.
dress, or is it just the way we're judged before the clothes even go on?
I don't know anything about that. I'm saying I'm going to get you in clothes to say how you want to be perceived. I'm going off of your brand that you say, I want to dress and be perceived as a rock star.
So that you'll figure out a wardrobe based on
you.
where they're looking to,
Yeah.
what their personal brand is.
Exactly.
So like example, Jill Tracy, what's her personal brand and how do you style her?
Jill, so if you guys have followed her from before, she was very
Really?
Afrocentric. That's every time I talk, right?
You good. Go ahead.
So Jill was very Afrocentric a couple
Uh-huh.
years back. We're leaning more into like a boho flow feel. So you'll follow her wardrobe going forward, and it'll kind of have like a real lax look about it, but still creating a lot of shape. So on the inside, it'll be something maybe more form-fitted, and on the outside, it might be something flowy. So on the inside, it's creating the depth from the outer layer. So you'll see how we layer in a looser way, but still creating shape on the inside.
And so how did that tie back to her personal brand? So did she have like a sort of, so in marketing and advertising, right, we create mood boards
Okay.
for how we want to sort of like portray a brand. So did she have sort of like a theme?
Right. So with her going forward, she's getting a podcast put together. It's called Cocktails with Jill. So she wants to be very relatable. So instead of being so culturally driven, I guess, to get her audience to maybe be more open, she wants to be more relaxed. So her look will be maybe more living room lounge, sophisticated. I just woke up like this, but it's like glamorous and fancy at the same time. So it looks very easy and well put together at the same time. So you'll see her transition going from very like African print, which was a phase,
Right,
and now
right.
we're kind of moving into it by mixing prints, but it's like in a boho chic way. So you'll see her transition as we go on.
So fashion is a marketing tool too
Of course, by all
for the
means.
individuals.
Yeah. I have a marketing degree. That's what I went to school for, and then who knew it was going to be applied in this way, but I definitely try to get into the consumer's mind to understand what their brand is and how to make it reflect in their clothes. That's really the mission out of the whole process.
Makes sense.
That's what's
So
up.
we'll go ahead and get into some current topics.
Let's
We
do it.
get different views from different people.
Let's do it.
You guys have seen everything going on with the NRA in Parkland. I don't really have a lot of opinion on it besides the fact that there definitely needs to be a change.
Yeah.
What do you think actually is going to be some of the resolutions that have come from this?
I mean, I know they're protesting right now to even try to get more awareness on the situation. So, obviously, I mean, I'm in hopes that it will be a stricter law as far as how we get guns and like what determines the rights to it and how we qualify people.
Yeah, I think
That
that
whole
will have
thing
something to
was
do
like
with
absurd.
background checks and everything. Yeah.
It's just
So
that whole thing is absurd.
I guess to further that question along, the fact that it happened within a 30-mile radius, the fact that it happened down the street, for you guys, just for you, and Toya, for you too. The fact that it happened right up the way, a county away, did this feel any different than any other situation?
I'm gonna say no. I feel like we kind of like got. I know me personally is kind of desensitized to it. Not saying that like, I don't think it's heinous or whatever's going on, but based off what I know, because like, okay, I understand the power that NRA has, and that this is happening like it's happening. I'm like, yeah, they're not gonna do anything about it. So like, this is gonna always happen. Well, I'm hoping it's not going to always happen, but it's until someone says something. But I don't think I don't think no one's going to do anything because the NRA has so much power, so much money, and these politicians are scared for their own campaign. So, which sucks because you're supposed to be running for the folks, and people out here dying, not catching getting grazed by a bullet. Kids are dying, people are dying, but I'm at work and I'm like, yo, I was in San Fran, and someone texted me like, did you hear what happened in Parkland? I was like, oh, I wish it was like, man, why is this happening? Mm-hmm. But we see so the person who hit me up was actually, her family lives in Las Vegas, and she was like, she was telling me stuff about Las Vegas when that happened. I was like, some stuff don't sound, no story is consistent, because people from Las Vegas is saying something completely different happened. Folks was running into MGM and they was hearing different things. And so I'm not trying to create like this whole situation, but then when you look at this situation right here with Parkland, it was kind of like, man, even people at my church got affected, and we're all the way here in Wynwood, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so
kind of tying back into sort of what you were saying about different stories, there's the whole conversation happening now on social media about crisis actors. And it's come up all the time with other situations. And I think one of the students that has been getting a lot of press right now is like the son of an FBI agent. So what do you guys think about that? Because there's, conspiracy theories, and I have my days where I'm like, wait a minute, this look a little fishy. But I know some people have direct ties to Parkland. So what are you guys sort of thinking about that conversation, and also the feedback and sort of the reaction of the right wing to the students who are speaking out about what happened in Parkland?
I haven't gotten too involved. I mean, I know a few families that are close to the people who have passed away, so it's a very sensitive situation around where we are. My heart just goes out to everyone. I just want to give them my love, my peace, and prayers to say, to stay up in all of this. But people who are getting press out of it, my heart is just pounding even thinking about everything that went on. I live right, the city next to it, I know quite a few people who were affected by this whole thing. So it's hard to talk about it openly like this, but
I mean, that's a good story to tell in reaction to the concept of crisis actors and it being somewhat of a staged situation, because that's what a lot of people are sort of saying. There's a push to say that it was a staged.
I don't know. I think a lot of stuff that goes on in this world
as much as it not being staged, I would say the one thing that bothers me when I saw that is the way the media controls the narrative. If this same situation, if there were AR-15s in Chicago and 3 teachers and 17 students got killed in Chicago, and let's just say a majority of them were black, the status quo would have changed. It would have been worded as black on black crime, and it would have been, how do we remove guns from the hands of those in Chicago? Right. The problem I have is, where was this same energy and angst when Trayvon Martin got killed? Right. The problem I have is, where was this energy and angst when Michael Brown got killed? There's too many opportunities where people don't react until it happens to them.
Yeah, or even was Philando the one who had the license to carry?
Philando yes.
Yeah, and NRA said absolutely nothing.
No, so it's one thing when situations are hidden. Right. It's another thing when the racism and things just become so obvious, because some of the situations we're talking about, to me, transferred over to somehow that some of the conversations came up with diversity, inclusion, and technology. Some things just aren't discussed until it becomes such a bad issue, and then they'll do just enough to silence it. Like that, what was it, 13 million or however, that from Intel, that $31 million for diversity inclusion that was coming from Intel. Right. Still don't have no accountability of where that money went into diversity and inclusion. So
what impact did it have?
I just don't understand why the media has allowed things to play out the way it has, when there's been, I think 18 other mass shootings since in 2018 in school.
23?
It's now 23?
Is it 23?
18. I thought it was 18.
It's 18? I thought it was 23.
So, but I'm just saying,
either way, the number, that's a high number.
It's a lot.
That's a lot.
It's pretty much.
And we're what, February?
almost one a week. You're looking at about almost 2 a week. But the narrative is just so controlled. The narrative is so respected. Like, is he really mentally ill, or was he just an evil person?
And why is that always the go-to when it's someone who is Caucasian?
Because mental illness is a whole different level. Being evil is not a mental illness.
Go ahead,
That's
chime
just
in.
evil.
You don't have to hold your tongue.
Yeah, I ain't racist by any means, man, but like when you think about that, them folks would do anything to like make sure their kind is taken care of, you know what I mean? And so, simple as this, Tom Brady cheated.
And he got called, and
He
he got
still
suspended.
went to take. He still took someone to court when you got caught red-handed. Like, I'm sorry, I'm speaking, I'm hot, but and that's kind of like the narrative of like,
I think that's why so many people were cheering for Philadelphia Eagles, by the
oh
way.
no, facts. And then free Meek Mills, we out here.
Shout out to Brian Burkeen.
But like,
Absolutely.
but truth is like, this man got caught red-handed. You cheating, like my man Haha Davis says, and he took folks to court, going through appeals and stuff like that. It was like, bro, like, why can't we just, you know what, you messed up. You're a cheater.
And
So
see,
this
my
person-
thing is Tom Brady going to get the asterisk the same way Barry
No,
Bonds
he's not.
did?
You already know.
Like, he's not. Like,
You already
And we
know.
had this
Why'd you even
conversation.
ask?
let
Barry Bonds can't be the home run king.
let Twan from
Deflategate
Liberty
came
City.
and went
Yeah.
for him.
Let Twan from Liberty City go to, God forbid, any one of these schools right now tomorrow morning and light that joint up. Oh, he's a monster. He's 13 years old. Like, no one's going to go back like, oh, he was just a troubled kid. This kid was on social media like, yo, I'm going to shoot this joint up. That's all you need to know. Forget your behavioral health issues.
Right.
Fam, you ain't living right.
He was conscious about
Like, he knew what he was doing, but like we always go when it's that side of the sidewalk, it's always like, let's go check his mental history or his behavioral
His
health.
family background.
Like his family, fam. Like if it's some dude, let me know if I'm right or wrong. From what I heard, he went and got a whole meal before he got caught.
Yeah, wasn't
Oh,
he
yeah.
at Subway or something?
Yeah.
They would have blew the subway up if it was Twan from Liberty City. Let's just be real.
Well, I mean, going to what you said, Trayvon didn't even get that kind of sympathy, and he was the one murdered.
You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, he wasn't even the one killing. He was murdered, and he didn't get that. He was a thug. He was a hoodlum in a hoodie,
In a hoodie.
but he was the one that got murdered, and he didn't get that kind of
Just going
sympathy.
to the corner store.
And
Which is
then
why
the
this is why we're doing Tech Beats and Bytes. That's why we wanted to take control, and because we have to have different conversations,
Have a
because this
platform.
narrative is so skewed in one direction.
I just had a conversation with my brother, and I hope y'all don't kill me about this. I just think like we as a people just need to build like capacity building in our community about like the government, like in politics, because I don't feel like we all pay attention. You know what I mean? Like,
I agree.
We could have this conversation all day, but I guarantee 80% of the people who are in our neighborhood, you say something about politics and they be like, I don't know, but like I'm living in a spot in my life where if you're in my circle, you don't get to tell me you don't know. Like, fam, you need to understand how politics work. You need to understand the system and how, like, if you don't follow through on what's happening in front of you, you will be someone's bitch. Like, let's just be real.
How old are you?
I'm 29 years old.
That's
I
that
mean,
accountability.
yeah.
Look, from fitness to politics.
But that makes sense. I
Right.
mean, if we're talking about levels of accountability, those are the kind of things we need. But I think one of the biggest things, like we were always saying, controlling the platform and controlling the conversation. Sometimes it's also how the message is delivered.
Right.
You know, sometimes we have to take the opportunity to actually direct people in a different way.
Right.
So, you okay? You
But
know you're being filmed
the
live,
big-
right?
One-
you know,
An issue with that, Mike, is that a lot of folks in our communities don't want to hear that, though.
right.
And then especially the older folks, like, I'm not going to call no names out, but, like, I'm 29 years old. I know a little something, but then as soon as you start talking, like, man, what you know about that? Fam, first of all, you ain't past 6th grade. Like, what you talking about? I'm here for you. I am your resource.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so, like, we always got to come back to, like, what happens is a lot of us who actually go through the whole, we go through the whole journey. We graduate, we get some form of education, we come back, and we try to educate folks, and our knee-jerk reaction is like, you think you better than us. Nah, fam, you should be on my shoulder, like, trying to learn everything I know.
There's definitely an ego thing where people have to understand the difference than being better than versus I'm just trying to teach you what I know. I think one of the problems with sharing knowledge in communities is people thinking that you're trying to level up on them or that you're trying to show you're better versus just clearly sharing information because you want them to be better.
And that's even something that, just a really quick before we move on, that's
Yeah.
what we talked about when we did the Bitcoin panel.
Yes.
Was that we're unable to sort of be at the forefront and on the edge when new things happen because the lack of sharing, but then also the lack of listening.
Right.
Like if I'm telling you, hey, pay attention to this, you're like, oh, whatever, you don't know what you're talking about. Okay, we'll
Right.
wait for it. And then once it's known and it's in the masses, now it's too late.
But I think in general, about five of us in our organization, we run into way too many "I told you so" moments.
Right.
I just wish I could say I wish we could get past "I told you so," and versus having a conversation. Aren't you glad we talked about that?
Right.
Because there's been a lot of "I told you so's." Now going back to Black Panther,
Let's do it.
real simple question: are we going to change the way we greet each other?
Bro, that joint. Forget that. Forget that. I don't even care about the Greek. I want all my homies to be in the background, like just
that
moving.
energy.
Like, if you ain't back here doing this, you can't be in my circle, man. Like straight up. Like, so like.
So
It's what's up.
it's been rated by Rotten Tomatoes best movie of all time.
I agree.
First of all, is it Ryan?
Ryan Coogler.
Yeah. Just want to give him a shout out. Amazing.
29-year-old?
31.
31, okay.
Yeah, he
Oh,
was
he's
31 when he did Creed.
Nice.
29 when he did Creed.
Okay, yeah.
29 years old, Fruitvale Station, Creed, and then Black Panther. I don't even like the basis of comparison, but I would say this is going to be the cultural mix of Spike Lee and Steven Spielberg and George Lucas all in one. I think he has that
Because
kind
the
of
genres
ability.
that he's touched.
That's what I'm saying. He's
It's
touched
like-
so many things. So
Yeah.
you think like Fruitvale is his Spike
Drama,
Lee.
right.
This would be his George Lucas.
Right,
And
sci-fi
his
mix.
Steven Spielberg was the Creed. Like he has all that.
Right.
Just want to say that. That
Can't
was
wait to
just
see what he come out with next.
what,
And he's
where
already
the,
working with Michael B. Jordan. He already paired up.
yeah, whatever
Doing
he
something
do,
new.
I'm going to see it. Like
Absolutely.
it'd be the first and last sets of DVDs I'll buy, just because I know he'll get more points.
Look,
on
I'm
it.
already ready to go to Toys R Us to do a Black Panther haul for the little one. I'm just saying. I'm like, you like 1 year old. but you
Tyler
like to get
Perry
these.
need to take the studio,
Black
whatever
Panther
was
toys.
up in the sets, leave the sets up, and just do a little Black Panther mini studio series, and just let people
Yeah.
run all through there and just experience that. Because I think that's great for young Black kids to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great
So
movie.
one of our, I guess you could say our tech questions, we were talking about, or either one of you into cryptocurrency, by the way.
I was, and then I got out of it real quick.
Okay.
But I'm not
No.
really into it like that.
Did anybody happen to notice the pattern that as the stock market collapsed after crypto went down, and then as the stock was going back up, crypto coming back up,
And then also to tie with the Chinese New Year.
and then we have if you follow the patterns, it actually collapses around the same time, even if it was lower. There's always a drop around this time. How do we end up convincing? Where's that coming from?
That's from back there, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is, but go ahead.
How do we convince people? I think, to me, crypto was a entry point to novice investors to take risk in investing. I think a lot of people that have never invested before took that risk and put their money into crypto. How do we now take that knowledge and get people to make further investments into stocks and businesses? Because I feel we still have a lot of people that sit on money and don't make investments.
Yeah, and savings accounts don't give you the return.
Right.
So might as well do something with it, have the cash flowing. What you
Like,
think?
are there seminars and things? Because I'm on the other side as a person who would like to
That's
learn
a good
about
question.
investments and stocks and things of that nature. Like in our community, though, are there
Mm-hmm.
people who are in the know-how that put together maybe seminars or workshops or anything?
I think we have to do it, but we have to find a way to make it fun. You have to find a
Yeah.
way to make it almost like a
That's what I'm
game
thinking.
night.
Relatable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it needs to be
Because,
relatable.
So you want to do these quick six real quick for him?
Yeah, but he was gonna
Okay.
chime
I
in,
was
especially
just- I
because you were
was-
in and out. So
I'm just kind of like agreeing with what she was saying. It's
oh,
like,
okay.
we just had to find out ways to build some content for people that's relatable. This is simple as that.
All right. So try to make these responses quick, maybe 4 to 5 words max. All right. Not getting into long phrases or
So how does
responses.
it work? What is it?
Just go this way, back and forth. Just ping them back. Favorite movie of all time besides
Coming
Black
to
Panther?
America.
Coming to America.
Same.
Really? I don't think we ever had that.
I watched it like 80 times.
For real, it's classic.
I know every line.
Can't
All
go
right.
wrong.
In 5 years, what will your personal brand headline be?
Your personal trainer of style.
Community strong. Same.
All right. If you could take $1 million and donate it to one cause today, what would it be?
One cause. Ooh. Dang. Only one. That's hard. You know, locally, I'm connected to Urban Reflection. Shout out to Angela Bailey. She works within the community.
Okay.
She teaches young women how, like young girls, like
Mhm.
teenagers. Sorry, this is a long one.
We can't do that.
I
We'll
messed
say we
up.
got Angela Bay. We got it. Go ahead.
FIU Neighborhood Help.
Okay.
If you could have dinner with one person, who would it be, dead or alive?
Question.
Maya. I'll definitely go Maya. I think
I'm
she-
sure-
Yeah, she definitely.
I'm sure everyone said MLK already, right?
No, I don't think so.
No.
MLK.
If you had to have somebody film an autobiography about you, who would you want to play your role?
Oh.
I definitely thought I was going in a different direction. Where's your question? My role would be Solange. Let's go Solange. Shout out. Huh?
You kind of look like her. That would work.
You think so?
This is gonna be wild, but DC Young Fly.
Okay.
Well, you probably have a good sense of humor. I mean, I can see that. Okay.
You see, him or me?
No, you.
Oh, yeah, DC Young Fly.
So, soundtrack of your life, what would the song be?
Regulators.
Nice.
Erykah Badu. Certainly.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
You definitely have the Erykah Badu vibe, so totally get that.
She could play me too if she was like younger, or maybe it's my older life and she was younger. We could switch ages and all. I would definitely want her to be with me somewhere in the story.
I heard.